Greetings, it's about time you showed up. I thought you would never arrive. Oh, come on. I'm just pulling your leg. I understand you had some things to do. No need to stress about it. How are you doing? Me? I'm doing pretty okay. Thank you for asking. What did you get up to before you came here? Really? That sounds like absolutely no fun. I'm sure I'd rather be outside after that too. Me, on the other hand, I'm just maintaining the wax. Sometimes my melting bugs me. Oh no, there's no need to worry about it. Melting occasionally is normal, especially with how hot it is today. I just have to take some breaks sometimes. I do feel really drippy though. That's actually very sweet of an offer. I'd love to hang out inside today. That is so considerate of you. I'm sorry that today was hotter than I expected. I thought I could handle it outside, but I'm just dripping so much. I don't know if I could handle a whole day. I know that you were excited about our trip to the zoo that we have planned. You don't mind, right? I know you were excited to show me some of the new animals I haven't seen before. Yeah, that's true. We can always try again when a cold front comes along. Hopefully it comes around soon. I'm really excited to see what you wanted to show me. What did you want to do that's indoors today? We could always visit the Science Center. That is mostly indoors from what I remember. It may be a bit far though, so I'm unsure if we can make the very long drive from here to there and still have a good day. We would probably miss a lot of shows. We didn't really prepare for a Science Center day. Oh yeah, I forgot we can go to your house. I mean, if you don't mind me visiting, I'd love to come. It would be less of a travel distance anyways. We wouldn't have to plan a day in advance. It would be good to keep my mind that we can maybe go to the Science Center sometime. I forgot it's pretty far away. We would have to plan ahead in order to really make the most out of the day if we go there. From what I remember, there's this really cool theater that's like a ball. It's ginormous. I got a bit off track there. Sorry about that. Maybe when we get to your house, we can watch a movie. I've grown really attached to this one movie called Mune. Maybe I could show it to you. I think it's pretty underappreciated. What is the movie about? Well, I don't want to spoil anything, but there's this candle girl in the movie. There's also a really nice moon and sun aesthetic. I guess because there's a candle girl there, it made me connect to it a bit more. It's kind of silly though to see what the creators think it's like living like me. Unlike the movie, I don't really freeze, but it is still interesting to see how differently we can work for movies. It's almost like watching a human being doing something completely different from your species, but also acting as a representation of your species. Sorry, is that a bit hard to explain or understand? Yeah, it's a bit of a comfort to see candle characters in media. I always love to see candle people in shows or movies. It gives me so much joy. I'm so glad. Maybe we can watch it together if you would like. I can point out all of the similar and different things that the character Glim has compared to my experience of being a candle. Yay, that sounds, like loads of fun. I'd love to do that with you, of course, if you don't mind. Oh, the movie is on Netflix. When we get to your house, I can handle setting it up for you. It is spelled in a bit of a silly way. Instead of calling it moon, it usually is called mune, just because there's a U instead of the usual double O that a moon would have. Until we get to your house, how did you sleep last night? You didn't call. I was a bit nervous that I did something wrong last night. Why, well, we usually call when we go to sleep. I always do my best to hum and help you sleep better. I know sometimes I run out of songs, so I try to do small whispers about my silly folk stories I grew up with. Anytime I tell my stories, though, you always wait till the end until you fall asleep. So I've tried to learn more songs to hum to you, so my stories won't keep you awake all night. Oh, you were just busy. I won't pry too much about it. I'm sure it was important. I was just worried. I'm sorry. Did you still sleep decently? Get to bed before 12? Oh, okay. That's a relief. I still slept okay, too. Don't worry. I had a good rest, and I even got to bed before 3 a.m. I think that's great progress. Maybe tonight I could stay over and sleep in your house like the old times. I think it would be a nice change of pace. It has been forever since we done that, though. I mean, that might be a bit far. I seem to forget some of your customs. I have no idea why sleeping over at that time was perfectly fine, but now that our age increase has gotten more awkward? From what other humans say, at least, I just have trouble understanding what changed and what's different now. I don't mean to impede on your customs if staying over is very unacceptable. I won't force myself to sleep over again after this. Really? Yay, I get to stay over. I'm very happy. Hopefully we can share a bed again. That was one of the best parts of the sleepovers. It was so nice when we did it last time. There's no need to apologize for cuddling me. I really liked it. I promise I didn't melt from it. Your warmth isn't as bad as the sun. You just made my wax feel a little malleable and lukewarm. It was definitely nice. Hey, it's alright. I don't mind lighting myself for you. You had a nightmare. You really have no need to apologize over natural human processes. I wanted to give you a little light so you can remember that there's nothing to hurt, so you understand how that feels. Sometimes in the dark, I think the shadows are moving, too. I've lit myself up countless times due to it. No, I promise it didn't hurt either. If anything, it made me really happy to be able to help you through it. That little light meant a lot. So I thought it was well worth it. No matter what you say, I truly mean it. I can always reform the wax as well, so there's no harm done over a little wax spilt. I'm happy to always be your personal nightlight if you need it. Oh, that was just a joke. Sorry. Sometimes you're so cute. Humans are so interesting. Oh, come on, silly. Lighten up. How about we talk about something more cheerful? Well, let's see. Guess my favorite color. No, come on. I want to see if you remember. What? I never told you. Well, that's too bad. You gotta guess. Good luck getting it right. Those are good guesses. It's blue, silly. You did a great job. What kind of blue? I really like the lighter ones. like a calm sky blue on a sunny day. Seeing that outside sky is very beautiful. It all depends, though. Sometimes when it's really late, the sky turns an elegant blue as well. I guess I really like how the sky looks most of the time. It is such a beautiful sight. I can sit outside in the shade for hours looking at the clouds and hues of a moving world. How about yourself? My guess is, purple, like my little cheek freckles. Don't boop me, I'm unboopable. From this point on, booping is a federal... Oh, stop! You will be in big trouble if you boop... Silly, you're doing this on purpose. Do you like my freckles, though? Yay! I'm very glad. I was made with very prominent ones. Sometimes I think they're a little doofy, but I've never gone through with changing them. I guess they grew on me with time. Oh yeah, I was made by my dad. He did a great job. He did make some mistakes here and there. I can always fix them if they were too bad. Like, I had to fix my hair a bunch of times because his original style he gave me was a bizarre mullety thing. Definitely was not my cup of tea. At least with a bunch of melting, I was able to get something close to what I liked. He even gave me some of his lavender. It was so kind of him. Most candles aren't very mixed, so I feel so very special. You probably think I'm so bizarre. I speak about this kind of thing so casually. I don't blame you. We candles are pretty out there, huh? Based on your human culture, we definitely have a bunch of striking differences. Are we almost at your house yet? I don't think my wax can handle the sun for much longer. I don't mean it in a mean way. I just can't handle how hot it is today for very long periods of time. Oh, thank goodness. I'm glad it's close. It has felt like forever since we started walking to it. Could we actually stop under the tree for a second? I need to cool down a bit before we continue. Thank you so much. I just need a second to recollect myself. I hope you don't mind the inconvenience. So since I'll be here for a little bit, tell me, what food do you like on days like this? Like, foods to help you cool down? I usually like cold water or ice. It helps me keep my cool. I don't really eat it like you humans do, though. Those aren't food. Oh, whoops. Let's see. I really liked ice cream then, last time we had it. It was really nice. Are you sure? You don't have to get me ice cream, silly. Okay, fine. I'll stay here and wait for you. It will definitely help me out. Thank you for being so kind to me. If you do need any of your paper currency, I can give it to you to cover my popsicle. No need? Are you sure? If you say so, remember to stay safe in your travels. I promise to remain here. Being under this tree is so nice. I better rearrange all my drips. I don't want to look doofy. I know how the sun likes to make me melt in the silliest ways sometimes. Let me check. Oh, thank goodness, my face is fine. At least my eyes aren't melting. It was so freaky the last time I looked in the mirror and I had a bad melt. I could see my cornea all the way down to my cheek. It was terrible. Ugh, it gave me bad heebie-jeebies. Maybe this length of hair suits me better. It's still all soft from the heat. Maybe I could do a small braid with it. I think it would look mega cute. Humans are so lucky to have such easily pliable hair. My hair takes so much more time to style. It can be such a risk. Maybe I could try to smelt some longer hair sometime to see if it will look better. It's been a while since I changed my style up, anyways. Maybe it's around the time to mix it up. I wonder if they would like me better with longer hair. I could always ask, but that's maybe going a bit too far. Well, maybe it might be, but I have no clue what is too far to ask sometimes. I never knew the weight could be a sensitive topic or anything else like that. So odd those humans are sometimes. Ah, what happened? Oh, it's you. I'm sorry. I was just a bit in my own world there. I got a little startled. What kind of ice cream did you get? Oh, that sounds good. I've never had that kind. I hope it feels good. Did you get yourself some too? That's great. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it wasn't too expensive. I'm glad to hear it. Do I eat it? Well, that is difficult to explain. Some foods I do eat, but stuff that's mainly to help with temperature I lay on really hot parts to have a cold transfer. That's just how things work for me. I could eat it if that makes you feel better. I know that buying it might have been pricey. I promise I'm occasionally tasting the flavor. Why do I do it? Oh, well, usually if it's a bad drip day, it's better to get an immediate transfer rather than have it go through my system. The cold can only go so far internally, so it can take a very long time for something cold to cool down my external wax. Sometimes it might not even get to the surface of my wax to get the cold benefits. That's why I take really hot or cold stuff and set it down externally instead of eating, so I can get immediate benefits rather than waiting for the digestive process that may or may not help. It's a bit interesting, huh? Oh, you finally noticed. I decided I like my hair this way. Do you like it too? What kind of hair do you think would look best on me? Why I want to know, well, I just wanted to see if maybe you liked it like this more. And if not, I'd like to know what kind of style you enjoy so I could try it out for you sometime. Oh, stop. I'm not cute either way. You're making me blush. Jeez. Stop. I'm able to walk again. Thank you for helping me cool down. I'm so glad to have a considerate friend like you. Okay, how about I ask you some more things as we start walking? I'd love to have a nice refresher. You have a question for me? Sure, go ahead. I'm happy to answer any kind of curiosities. My mom? Oh, well, that's a long story about our species, honestly. I guess this short version is that she isn't around anymore. I could give you a detailed one later if you would like. Don't worry about it. Asking wasn't overstepping any boundaries at all. I understand not meeting her when humans usually have two parents can be an oddity. Well, to change the subject, no worries. How about what your favorite animal is? You humans have so many different kinds. Well, if I were to choose one, I always love candle cats. They are so adorable. Their wicks are a bit short, but a silly cat candle can come back 9 times before completely burning out. It's really silly to seeing them melt, pop back up, and go back to the sun for a window nap. They always forget that the warmth of the sun melts them. So silly. An animal that is in the human world that I like is frogs. They are so bouncy. Those kinds of candle frogs would only last a couple of days in my world, so it is amazing how long the lifespan is for your frogs. The wicks for the frogs in my world are very short and do not reform like cats do. What about yours? What's your favorite animal? I think your favorite animal sounds very interesting. I have never heard about it before. Could you tell me more about it? I'd love to learn more. Hmm, okay, okay. Thank you for explaining. It is really nice to hear more about them. I have always found your animal species so much more diverse and interesting than my own. We mainly have short-wicked species. Many candles choose not to make more animals, for they think it would be a waste of precious wax. I digress, though. I think all candle life is precious and special, no matter the wick size or length. A bit sappy. Oh, is this your house? Sorry, I forgot which one was yours. I just haven't visited in such a long while. Your house looks so much nicer than my memory serves me. I've always forgot how beautiful your front yard is. Oh, thank you. You didn't have to hold the door for me. You're too polite sometimes. Thank you for doing so much for little old me. I'm joking. I love how well mannered you are. Do you mind if I sit on your couch? Thank you. I'm pretty sure my body is cool enough to not leave behind any wax marks. If I do, I promise I'll clean it up for you. Wax usually is easy to clean up on your couch. If it is an extremely fluffy couch, I definitely need to wait a while. The last time I was malleable and sat on a fluffy blanket, it was on me for hours. I still find tiny tufts of fluff in my melt from it sometimes. It's really silly. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm not thirsty or hungry. Thank you for asking. I'm gonna get the movie ready so we can watch it together. I'm so excited to show you the candle girl. She is so pretty. I wonder if she's made out of lemon, vanilla, or maybe some lemongrass. It's hard to tell what type she is just by her appearance. She does look like she may have some orange in her. I really am unsure. She looks like she had a very unique layering job done, though. Not to mention, she is multicolored with different shades. I've never seen that many shades on one candle in my community. Oh, me? I'm lavender and vanilla. I've been told I have a little bit of my grandfather's rose. I don't really see it at all, though. I highly doubt I was given any. Oh, I have a melt? Where am I melting? Oh, my chest. Don't worry about it. Just a small little hole. No worries to be had over it. The melt has been going on for a while. No, there's no need to cool it, silly. This kind of melt is very hard to stop. You don't need to grab ice either. I promise this temperature inside the house is more than suitable for me. Hey, there's no need to feel upset. This is normal. Shh, you don't need to stare and have this look of such worried pain. This is only natural, my dear. Am I okay? What's happening? Silly goose. Well, it would be a long story about my species, sweetie, for you to understand. But I can tell you if you worry a lot about me. I can tell your answer just by your face alone. Please don't pity me. This is existence for my species. I understand why you have such fear in your eyes, but darling, this is only natural. I'll explain for you, okay? Just listen closely and everything will make sense in due time. I'll try to explain it in a way that you can understand. It's a bit hard. Sorry. Okay, deep breath. Let's get started. When a candle falls in love with another being first, it triggers a melting process to begin. A flame of love starts burning from the heart. to have a slow, constant burn. No matter what is used internally or externally, nothing can stop the melting. Many candles have tried. The only way to stop it is to fall out of the emotion and to deny the very fate and happiness of yourself. It is a very cruel process from what I've heard of your species, but for us candles, a candle must melt before a new one can be reformed. If the love is reciprocated to the other individual, they can form children, animals, or so forth, to extend the wax line down to another generation. Sometimes, if the child is lucky, other individuals will give up their wax as well. If a candle lover is so desperate to bring back their melted loved one, the remolding process leaves the partner a shallow husk of non-emotional responses. They would have no wick, and holding on is very unnatural for our species. The candles who come back lose their wick and stay alive, unmelting, unfeeling. I've seen so many partners unwilling to let go and continue the generation that the husks break them. It's such a remorseful fate. I think the worst fate is melting for someone who doesn't reciprocate. Having to melt and trying to say you love the other individual, then they reject you is such a harsh feeling. I've had many fears of this myself, especially ones where I can't fall out of love and my wax fades into obscurity with no future generations ever to be made. So my melt you see on my chest, it is the melt of the everlasting flame that will claim me in due time. For I fell deeply in love first, without even realizing, for quite the long time. It was a creeping back of my head feeling, except for less than a month ago, when I realized what this melt really was. I can't stop loving who I love, silly. Around them, I'm happy. Around them, I'm allowed to be me. Around them, I'd happily melt and trust them with my wax. I really hope my fears don't become a reality. You sure are dense. I do not love all these other people or candles you mention. I love you, my dear. I really hope you reciprocate my feelings. Hey, don't cry. There's no sorrow to be held about my confection, dear. Just because I'm melting doesn't mean it is your fault. It is my choice to fall in love with you. When I realized my melt was due to my feelings for you, I continued to allow those feelings to flourish and blossom, rather than cutting myself away and bringing us both pain. Hey, you are well worth melting for. Every day I want to spend my time with you, to make all my wax worth the love I hold for you. I care about you more than anything. I would light myself any day to have comfort for you. There's no pity to be held about me. I want you to put my fate aside and treat me like a lover until the end of my days. When I melt, make another. Hold and love them until they melt for someone else. Hey, honey, shh. Why don't we agree to not mourn until my days are under the double digits? Then we may cry and not let each other go. We may create bittersweet memories then. I promise it doesn't hurt as much as you think it does. We don't feel the same intense pain as your species does. It mainly feels like a warm blanket wrapping me up from the inside to give me a nice, gradual hug. mm, silly, silly honey. I won't ever stop loving you. Let's not dwell on what is to come. Let us both dwell on the now and present. If we have the doubts of tomorrows in our head, the present will always seem more painful. Not to mention that tomorrow will never arrive slow enough for anyone's liking. Life works in mysterious ways, but I can say with the utmost certainty, I want to spend the rest of mine with you. I love you with all my heart, with all my soul. You are my everlasting and unending flame.